Alright, let's do it. Final boss time. Just kidding. He spent so fucking long talking I had to go take a piss. I'm not even joking. That's why that cut was there.
I mean, again, in a much better written game, like, that would be like an actual plot point. Just, like, have your antagonist spend so fucking long talking that the cast literally just, like, gets up, takes a piss, and comes back and like, oh, are you still going?
Anyway, so the Twilight Apostle is a 4-stage fight, and while there are some differences between them, by and large, it's pretty similar. The main gimmick, as you can kind of tell, is that when you attack him, you kind of, like, get rid of his black fire, and that is the only time that you can hurt him. Of course, all the meanwhile, he's got, like, huge attacks. Like he's got, like, 9 or 10 of those homing fireballs that drop. He can blast you halfway across the screen. His slash leaves that fire on the ground. That will hurt you if you walk into it. His arms can hit you from about 20 feet away. And basically everything that he hits you with will land for about 2,000 damage a pop. Sometimes more if he's feeling saucy.
That sounds kind of obnoxious to deal with, and you gotta do it 4 times?
Phase 1 and 2 are largely, like I said, Phase 1 and 2 are largely the same, and then Phase 3 and 4 are largely the same.
And again, we have no real frame of reference at this point of whether, again, this is completely intentional by design or just we're incredibly under-leveled for this and just making the best we can out of the situation. So, would you say this fight is better or worse in comparison to the one with Shiori at the end of the base game?
Oh my god, so much worse. This is the boss that I kept waiting for and didn't know when it was coming, and I remembered it so clearly because I fucking hate it.
Well, there we go, I guess. Also, God, I can see what you were talking about just putting the trash characters right up front to just get them out of the way first.
Because, yeah, once we get to Phase 3 and 4, you don't have that 3rd slot to stash somebody. Which means you get no healing in this fight.
Unless, of course, you know, actually used healing items for once.
Why did the C and D teams not get the 3rd slot?
Again, we literally ran out of playable characters. Like, they would have had a 3rd slot if Toa and Shiori were playable.
Let me rephrase that then. Why did the A and B teams get the 3rd slots and instead of, you know, C and D?
Because I guess if you plucked the 3rd character out of A and B, like, you would have, like, what, 6 different teams at that point going? Like A, B, C, D, and E, so yeah, 5.
Yeah, this game did not need that. Not at all. Like, this fight is already long enough as it is. We did not need a 5th phase.
So yeah, they were basically just sort of structurally fucked by the idea of, okay, like, you know, we've made June and Ryota playable, finally, for the EX Plus content, but, yeah, no, we don't have, basically, an 11th and 12th character to fill out the rest of the party slots, so I guess fuck you if we're making Toa and Shiori playable. At least we get to see June's EX attack before all this is done. And now they're dead.
And time to go do it all again!
Wow, like, didn't even change forms or anything, too. It's literally just, okay, now take out the rest of his health bar, and that's phase 2.
Yeah, phase 3 and 4 are pretty different. Well, that's not true. He didn't have this last time.
Oh god, yeah, I'm guessing that that's basically just instantly erases a character caught in it.
I think it just does a shit ton of damage, but...
Again, same thing, basically.
In theory, yeah, it could just instantly erase someone caught in the radius. I thought he was about to, like, stop time to just, like, fucking eviscerate you.
Oh yeah, that had some big Zellworldo energy to it, I'm not gonna lie. All it was missing was just the big giant fart noises.
So something that's probably not immediately obvious, but with that armor gimmick that he has, this is not a fight for your slow characters. Like, characters like Shio, who tend to hit once, but hit very hard, are at a huge disadvantage because that first hit always gets eaten by his armor.
That's very unfortunate.
So characters like Asuka, Rion, even Mitsuki, whose cast hits like 6 times, is a much better choice than like you can see I got like 1 hit out of his power attack.
Basically, yeah, this fight is just the revenge of the nerdy characters. Because, yeah, the ones who would be properly geared to it, yeah, would be like Asuka, Mitsuki, Sora, and Yuki.
Yuki's okay, I guess. Like, he does have the benefit of, like, he can shoot very fast, but he is only shooting 1 bullet at a time. So, characters like Rion and Mitsuki are better in that respect because their casts hit, like, 6 times at once.
And yeah, unfortunately because of those stupid Seeker bolts things that he fires off at you, like, a character like Shio, like, doesn't have the luxury of standing still to pull off the second hit once you break his armor.
I'm a little disappointed the ads don't get swallowed up by the explosion.
It is surprisingly useful to get up in his face and pop Mitsuki's shield, because that little brief window where it does damage will clear out all of his armor, and if you have the inclination, you can basically chain that right into her power attack, which does a solid shot of damage. But I unfortunately do not have anything charged right now, so.
Yeah, like, I was about to ask, honestly, just, like, how much does Mitsuki's shield trivialize this fight? Also, it is kind of mildly hilarious about how just the fact that, like, Mitsuki has gone from being, like, one of the most useless characters in gameplay to suddenly, like, the most useful in this final battle. At least this part of the final battle. God knows what the hell's coming up for us in phase 3 and 4. And of course, they're also just gonna stand there and just be wiped from existence, too.
I mean, I suppose they really don't have a lot of choice in the matter when he's generating a giant force field around you. So you would think that not having legs would make him, like, not move as much, but you would be wrong.
Ah, yes, the good old Darth Maul gambit.
So he's gained a few notable attacks. Chief among them is that, which just hits like 3 or 4 times along the ground.
What the shit?
For about 1,500 damage a pop. He also has that attack, which shoots directly in front of him, all the way across the arena. That's a fun one to dodge.
This seems like an absolutely terrible phase to just, like, have your melee characters try to fight.
Was there any point to the crystal stalagmites, or were they just there to just get in the way?
Oh yeah. If you run into those icicles, they will freeze you.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, he needed another fun gimmick for this fight.
Yeah, like, there doesn't seem to be, like, just any rhyme or reason to this phase of the battle at all at this point.
Yeah, Phase 3 and 4 have some very big, you did bring your casters last, didn't you, energy? Like, you will have so much easier of a time if you are not trying to get up in his face in this part of the fight.
Oh, that was some bullshit.
Maybe it's just because I was watching some of the old Devil's Third videos earlier, but I am getting uncomfortable flashbacks to that fucking boss in the hospital that can just grab you, Ivan, and bite his head off.
Wow, there's something I never thought I'd see referenced in this game, just fucking Devil's Third. Like, even after all of the bullshit that Tokyo Xanadu has pulled up, it has somehow still not gone anywhere near as batshit bonkers as Devil's Third goes.
I mean, to be fair, Devil's Third packs a lot of stupid into its, like, 5-hour runtime.
That would be amazing if, like, Ko decides, okay, it's not actually the power of friendship that they need to defeat the Twilight Apostle, it's the power of breakfast. Because, of course, what better to use against the avatar of the end of the day than the first meal of the day?
I mean, it's called breakfast for a reason. You break your fast. It is literally the triumph over the night.
Asuka could just pop her M'Baku mode at any time.
Oh god, you're right, she does have that.
Anyway, here we go, Phase 4. Now we get to add some swirling winds to the equation, so you're always being pushed around in a circle.
And I'm guessing, yeah, that forms, like, the limits of the arena, so, I don't know, it's a... Well, no, it doesn't seem like it's really restricted you all that much.
Yeah, it's just annoying, because you're constantly being pushed around. Although you do have the somewhat funny side effect of, like, if you can freeze him or, like, otherwise incapacitate him, it will just suddenly stop the wind.
Yeah, I noticed that, like, it wasn't a permanent effect, so I'm going, oh, okay, so at least there's that.
I think the eye lasers are new for this phase, too.
And they set Ko on fire.
Oh, you didn't think we were done having ads in this fight, did you?
I was hopeful, but no.
I'm just thankful that it only seems to be spawning, like, just 2 types of elementals rather than, like, the whole goddamn set. If this is, like, the final phase of the fight, I'm a little disappointed then, just by the fact that, like, yeah, like, it doesn't get, like, a proper, like, transformation for its final form. Like, it loses its legs.
I didn't realize you could, swap characters while that was happening.
I was gonna say, did you just cheese that whole grab attack by just swapping back and forth between Ko and Asuka?
I didn't realize you could swap either, but... You know, once I did, I was like, oh, well, you could just have Ko. He's already at, like, a quarter health. It's like, you're just gonna drop him to 1 anyway. Thank God you can still pause while you're frozen. I thought that was gonna be the end right there.
I did too.
Yeah, just Asuka dead and just, like, the fucking Ko-sicle just slowly rotating around the battlefield, completely immobilized. It would have been a hilarious note to get a game over on, I'm not gonna lie.
I almost wish that, like, the Ko-sicle had less friction while frozen, and he was just sliding around real fast.
That would be incredible.
So here's what I'm wondering, where the hell were Toa and Shiori the whole goddamn time that was happening?
Don't worry about it.
They got siphoned off via force field before anyone else did. Also, I guess we're just not gonna acknowledge everybody getting pulled into hell and then coming back?
Don't worry about it, we're literally, like, I don't know, 2 minutes away from the end of the game, aside from the final bit. Although, great, it means that this goddamn kid is gonna spend another 2 minutes just fucking dying.
まだやる気か。
I mean, yes. But also, have you considered the possibility of not just spending the next 2 minutes dying, but the next 2 minutes having an existential crisis before you die?
Oh, God. Again, fuck off, Ghost. Life is pointless aside from the meaning you yourself personally find in it, whatever that may be. Why is this so hard for people to figure out? And please, God, never come back.
We can only hope that's the case.